Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, normally I talk about guns I own, or guns I picked up. Today, no guns, sort of. Let me tell you my day. I had some things I needed to pick up in town at a local store. We have a small chain here in Oregon that sort of gives, in a lot of ways, it gives Walmart a run for its money. It's called Bimart. And I don't think it's out anywhere else but this state. And it's a small employee-owned company, basically. And they have all kinds of things like Walmart does, except no groceries. But the one here in the local town to me does have a grocery store right next to it, so I picked up some lunch while I was there. I prefer going into a grocery store to get lunch instead of a restaurant because, yeah, it takes a little more effort, but it's so much cheaper. Anyway, I was pulling out, and I could have turned right and gone back through the little town and back out on the highway and back home. And I went, oh heck. Instead, I turned left. There's another little hick town near us, and it has a thrift store in it. And so I went over to the thrift store, not expecting to find anything. I just go in every now and then just to look around. I did find a tap and die set that's the box it came in is all gone, but the guy wrapped it in plastic and put a price tag on it. $10, not bad. You know, nice tap and die set. Basically, these folks clean out houses that have been, oh God, is this running? Oh yeah, it's running. They clean out houses, you know, when people pass before the kids sell it, and they get all the stuff and take it to the thrift store and sell it off. And they find some cool stuff every now and then. Well, here I was looking around the shelves, and I go over to what I call the play toy section, was where I find the tools. It's the first place I look. But then they had a new arrival shelf that's over by the cash register, so I was snooping around in that, and I found something, and it's kind of cool. A crossbow, a crossbow pistol. It's busted. This is the bolts that it shoots, and I don't know why it's stuck out like this, and I can't get it out on this side, but I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. I'll fix it. The string seems to be working, and it has a good tension on it. The sear on it works. I can actually manipulate the trigger, and the steer works. The sights work. It's a perfectly good little pistol crossbow. Just what an assassin needs, you know. I never had one before. I had a full rifle crossbow in my youth. I was deadly with that thing. But did you know that there are only one hunting season in America? It's in Arkansas. In 2 counties, you're allowed to shoot wild boar or wild hogs with a crossbow. They've probably expanded that because wild hogs have become quite a nuisance. But for years, that was the only place you could hunt anything in America with a crossbow. But I don't know. I think, you know, if I can get this working and get bolts for it, get everything just right, I might end up with myself a nice. Well, I see this thing got put in back asswards. That's why. So I got to figure out a way of extracting it, because this is how I'm going to find out how long these things should be. I don't know. I mean, by the looks of it, it should be about yay long, but I don't know for sure, because it's got a trough here. But you notice it's got a hole there, which means that there's probably a track underneath here. This string will run in. I'll figure it out. I found this name on it. What does it say? Who something is scratched out. Who something scratched out. Shiyum-ha. Shiyum-ha. Well, that isn't English. I have no idea what it is. It sounds like Japanese or Chinese, but it's in Roman letters, which is weird. $25 for it. I figured that was a pretty good deal. Since the string works, the sear works, I hooked it up and pulled the trigger, and it shoots off the string. It came with a little loop, a foot loop right here, but that seems to be busted. So, no, here it is. This thing was on here, but it's kind of whacked out. I'm going to have to bang that back into shape and put it back in here. But anyway, just another interesting sideline to the firearms industry, you might say. Predates it, but interesting. I mean, I think the first of these was actually from about the 6th or 7th century BC in China. Actually, no, it's got to be even earlier than that, because the terracotta warriors of the first emperor actually had crossbowers in the army there. So I don't know how long ago the crossbow was developed. I know that, no, it's about 600 BC was when they invented the multi-shot crossbow. Basically a semi-automatic crossbow. Had a bar for cocking on top and a magazine of like 4 or 6 bolts in it. Sort of arrow for a crossbow is called a bolt. Bolts in it. And so you'd push down and a bolt would be injected into the crossbow, and the string would be tightened. Then you lift up and the string would, which was caught in the sear, would then plunk and grab it and shoot off the bolt. And then you mix and repeat, and I could do that 6 times and shoot. And if you got a line of 30 guys firing those, you have a very formidable army there. But those were bigger ones, not a pistol. Pistols are much more current. Also, I think the Chinese and a few other countries still have crossbow users trained in their armies. Don't know why, but they still do. I don't know, I think Indonesia has them as well. And India I've heard has them. I don't know. Some rippling on this bow here. It might, ooh, that feels rough. That might be wearing out. Well, be a wall hanger if nothing else. Anyway, that's what I've been up to today. Nothing special, just me rummaging through junk and finding things interesting. Which, story of my life. Happy trails.